And welcome everyone to another Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations live stream. I feel like we're getting real close to the end of this trial when it comes to investigating. And I'm not ready for what might be the finale of this. Now, that's not going to happen for another, probably 2 streams, I'm thinking. Maybe 3. But, if my thoughts are correct, if the theories that are going on in my head are right, one of them, I have 2 theories right now. If either one of my theories are correct, holy shit. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give my theories. I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. It's just, if either of my 2 theories are correct, Lord, I'm going to be freaked out. Okay. Let me cut the music as much as I love me some OnLap. Let's check it. Well, we have audio. Let me just bring up something so I know. Oh, we good. We good on in-game audio. We good. Jared, welcome to the stream, since I didn't welcome you immediately. We have a lot of information now. We know a lot of things. We don't know everything. We know a lot of things. And this right here, if you remember correctly, is arguably the biggest piece of info we have gotten from this entire case. I do want to point out we are over 5,000 views total here on the channel. So thank you, everybody. Whether you're watching this after the fact or here live, thank you, everybody, for watching my stuff and enjoying it. I appreciate you very much. Because, why? Why do you watch this? Why do you watch this? I don't get it. I don't get it. But I'm happy you do. With the lovey-dovey gushy, I appreciate you guys out of the way. Let's talk about the craziest shit that has happened so far. And that is this piece of burnt paper that is essentially a letter written by somebody, I will not name who I think it is yet, written by somebody that I believe is telling someone to channel the spirit of fucking Delilah, aka Dahlia, aka the Red Dahlia, and to use her to do some shit. And there are only 2 people currently that can do that. So it has to be one of the 2. And I worry that it's the one I least want it to be. With that, let's just go places. Hey, buddy. I want to show you this. What do you think about it, Edgy? No, okay. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Okay. Wait a minute. I didn't show her. I want to show her this. Damn! Fuck Francesca, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to fucking whip me for it. I just wanted to know if she knew shit. I'm going back through here first before I go a certain someplace, and I figure out if any more of my suspicions are correct. She loves the whipping. You know what? I love Francisca as a character. She's great. Great to have her stuck in this massive lug rectangle, triangle, circle, whatever it is with Phoenix, but no, just no. Quit it. Stop it. Just stop. Sister Bikini, what are you doing with that? And I just realized Madden 22 is gonna be so weird with no Rivers or Breeze and Stafford on the Rams and Goff on the Lions. Yeah, it's gonna be real weird. It's gonna be real weird. I am gonna have to change one thing though to set up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something for my intro video though. Because legitimately, I can't bring out my intro video until I record stuff on Madden 22, so it's gonna be a while. Give it back at once. I can't. This is evidence. This must really be one very important item. You wanna read this? Okay, nope. She is an immaterial girl. Going to courtyard. Hey Gumshoe, you know shit about this? Alright, well. Yeah, just play like 2 or 3 games against the Lions. Visual rivals, or do the practice mode. I mean, I plan on doing that, but I've got to change some things to get the images I need. AKA, I need to get Matt Stafford in a Lions uniform. And Goff in a Rams uniform. That's literally... I just need to change the rosters one time for that. That's literally all I'm going to need to do. Oh no, editing's going to be a bitch for this. This whole series is... Well, once I get the setup made, editing won't be as bad. But, yeah, no, editing's going to be a bitch. Editing is... I'm putting more work into... the Madden 22 series than I put into anything. So, editing's gonna be a bitch. Trust me when I say there's gonna be more stuff on screen for a good amount of the time than you've ever seen. I'm gonna have literally everything on screen. Alright, well, let me go question a child. The early editing process give me a migraine. Oh, it's... I've got to create the layout that I'm using. And I know what I want, and I guarantee it's not going to come out the way I want, because nothing ever does. And I'm just... Ugh. I'm terrified. I haven't even started it. I haven't even gone to Photoshop to start it yet. And I'm just like, no, it's just not going to end up well. Oh, shit. Okay. Look at that. They really did make a fire. Right in front of the shack. Oh, Mr. Nick. Like, huh, you're late too, Nick. Like if you came here for one of our potatoes, man, we've already polished them all off. I think I've pretty much got all the evidence I need. Now I just need to find out what Pearls is hiding. I figured I've got everything now. I'm about to question a 9-year-old for a lot of information. Okay, Pearl. What the fuck do you know? We figured this one out, I believe. It didn't go in the end. Somewhere else I had to go instead. Yeah, she went to the inner temple. Worry about someone, perhaps. Murray, you went to this place, didn't you? Yep, we did this part. Because we cracked, I remember we cracked the first lock. And then I was dumbfounded because we got to crack 4 more.
Take that!
I'm gonna wait till that lock cracks. There we go. Alright. We're clear now that you went to the inner temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. About what time was it when you headed over to the inner temple?
It was probably around 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started. But there was so much snow, so I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock.
I wonder too, how the hell did she walk through a lot of snow? Because there was a lot of snow. I mean, it had to be up to like her, like really high up on her ankle. You can't really see where I'm pointing. It had to be like really high up on her ankle, I'm saying. Like, that thing was covering some of her feet. Like, that thing was going up her legs to some point. That had to be rough. With no snowshoes. Don't doubt the mystical powers of a 9-year-old. I will not doubt the mystical powers of 9-year-old Pearl. Until after 10? How'd you know what time it was?
Because I heard the bell ringing for lights out.
She heard the lights out bell. The Hazakura temple bell's pretty small though, isn't it? You must have really good hearing.
I was really trying to pick up the sound of that bell. That's all. I didn't want to miss it. That would be terrible.
She's trying to hear the bell. Tell me, Pearls, why were you so worried about hearing that bell?
Huh? Oh,
I think I know why. The reason you were so worried about that bell was because of this. Gotta check this again. Yep! Yep! Oh my god, if my theory is correct. If my theory is fucking correct. Oh, I hope to God my theory is not correct. I hope to God my theory is not correct. Because if so... Oh, this is going to be heartbreaking. I'm going to be so sad if my theory happens to be correct. I will be so upset. You were given some instructions to follow for that night, weren't you? I presume you recognize these pieces of paper?
Where did you...
In the incinerator at the inner temple. Pearls? You were following the instructions in this letter that night, weren't you? I can't believe I got that right. I can't believe I got it right that was for Pearls. Initially, I was like, wait, she can't read. There's no way those were for her. But I thought about it, and I'm like, wait, they were written by her mother. That's why you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell.
I'm speechless, Mr. Nick. You're amazing.
That's not what I would expect from someone who just got caught, but okay. These instructions that were found in the incinerator, I believe they were written for you, Pearls.
For me? No!
As you can see, a large portion has been burnt, but the last section is still fairly legible. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Who was it, Pearls? Whose spirit were you supposed to be channeling? I'll give you a guess. Whose spirit do we think she was supposed to be channeling? Cause I'm 99% sure it's an evil redhead. I'm about 99% sure she was supposed to be channeling an evil redhead.
Yeah.
Taking into account the author of the note and their purpose for writing it, whose spirit would Pearls have been trying to channel? Don't overthink it, Phoenix. It's easier said than done. It's pretty obvious who Pearls was supposed to channel. The person you were trying to channel that night, Pearls, was... Hey there, Delilah. Your spirit was channeled by a 9-year-old, and she did it for nefarious reasons. At least that's what I think. I could be wrong. I really hope to God I'm wrong. Pearls, tell me you didn't murder anyone. It was Delilah, aka Dahlia, Hawthorne, wasn't it? That was the name that was in the letter. Ah! It's just as I suspected. Legitimately. I can't believe I didn't want to believe it. It wasn't Iris whose sister Bikini met at the inner temple that night. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Do you know anything about her, Pearls? Do you know what kind of a woman Delilah was? We call her Delilah for a reason.
No. I've never heard of anyone by that name before reading those instructions.
I thought so. Pearls doesn't have a clue. Kelly toward the Raiders Stadium and did a backflip for some reason. Hey, that sounds like fun. Sounds like a good time. Just saying. Just saying. She doesn't know that Dahlia is her sister. About the instructions in the letter I found, Pearls. Who wrote them? Whoever it was asked you to channel the spirit of someone you've never heard of. So it's the most impressive stadium in the NFL. Of course she's gonna say that when she's touring it. Not like she's gonna lie about that. And I would assume so. It is the newest stadium. So, I would hope it's the most impressive. Must have quite a lot of respect for them. After all, you followed their instructions without question. Yeah, it's either Allegiant or SoFi. I mean, maybe Mercedes-Benz, not the Superdome, but Atlanta's, because they got a redo. They got a redux. But, yeah, it'd be one of those three. So here's my next question. Who wrote this set of instructions for you to follow?
Take that!
It was Mother Morgan. Pearls, I have to wonder about something. You didn't have any idea what these instructions meant, did you?
But,
Oh, it's a heartbeat. But you followed them to the letter, regardless. Why? Because it was your own mother who asked you, That's why. We're fucking going at a 9-year-old.
How did you?
Pearl, you've been around Phoenix for how long now? And you haven't figured out that this man's got the biggest brain in all of the world? Herlock Sholmes ain't got nothing on this man. I'm just telling you. If this man shows up in the next Ace Attorney game, I mean, Herlock is doomed. We're fucking going at a 9-year-old. Whoa, FBI, open up. Poor choice of words. I figured it out. The person who wrote you this letter was your own mother, Morgan Fay. All right, Pearls. It's time you started telling me the truth.
Mr. Lick,
Why is she holding back from me? I don't like this.
Don't underestimate me. Just because I'm a child.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Pearl got a second wind. Huh? Nani? Pearl starts going at him, throwing hands. He's just like, Nani?
If you're trying to say I followed these instructions, I'd like to see some proof.
What?
Because I don't think you have any.
She'd say anything rather than admit to carrying out those instructions. Guess I'll have to produce some more evidence then. One more thing should do it. Alright, Pearls. Pearls, alright. We both know someone carried out these instructions on the night of the murder. But you're right. There's no evidence that proves it was you.
I knew it.
However, I do know that whoever did it was a child.
Huh? How do you know that?
It couldn't have been an adult. No adult would have made a simple mistake like that. I'm just trying to get an idea of what the mistake is. She may have obscured the thing in gravy, that's possible. That might be the mistake.
Simple mistake? What do you mean by that?
I'm sure you thought you were carefully following the instructions you'd been given. But you misunderstood some of the words, and this is the evidence that proves it. I'ma read this shit again. Careful, once night falls, should be there as soon as you hear the lights out, but you must channel her spirit. Leave everything up to her. Her name is Dahlia Hawthorne. She is whatever, the whole thing. There's a picture of her. Use it and channel her. I think you can do it. Burn the blank. Also make... What about this letter? Oh. I was right. I like that I sat there and I'm like, she could have thrown gravy on the poster. Gravely roast the master. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, if I had no idea what the word gravely meant, I would have thought the same thing, throw gravy on it. So I'm not gonna lie, she followed the context clues. There's both gravy and roast somewhat in that. So, you know, it makes total sense. I can't say she's wrong for doing it like that. I would have done the same thing.
Take that!
It was you who splattered gravy on this hanging scroll, wasn't it?
What? Why would I do something like...
Do you remember what was written in that letter? Gravely roast the master in the fire of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. But you didn't know how to read the words gravely and roast, among others, right?
How did you know that?
Remember the conversation you had with Miss Dunim on the night of the murder? She's not very good at reading. Oh. I didn't even remember that. Sure, Mr. Neem taught you how to read gravely and roast. Or gravely. But what she didn't teach you is what they meant. Gravely sounds like
Gravely sounds like gravy to me, and the only roast I could think of was the food.
I mean, makes sense. And that's why you did it. That's why you covered the picture of the master in gravy from the night's pot roast.
To be honest, I did think it was a bit strange. I guess I really did get the wrong idea.
Just a tiny bit.
I really am useless.
Pearl, you can't be thinking that. You're not 13 yet. As soon as you hit 13, you can think you're pathetic and useless all you want, wear a lot of black, listen to a lot of My Chemical Romance. Then you're fine. Until then, you can't think that.
I couldn't even burn the letter properly as my mother had asked of me. Such a simple thing, and I couldn't even do it right.
We done did it.
After dinner that night, I did go to the inner temple with a pot full of leftover gravy.
The gravy?
I saw the picture on the hanging scroll near the sacred cavern. I was sure it was the master of terrain, like it said in the letter.
I see. And then?
Well, it was already way past 10 when I got there because of all the snow. So I went to the inner temple guest area.
The guest area?
Yes, I thought I could wait there until the training was over.
Why didn't you just go to the training hall?
Because Mystic Maya's main training had already started and I couldn't interrupt it. So I just stayed where I was and prayed for her to get to it. But then,
Pearls, did you fall asleep?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I just couldn't help it.
Like, hey man, don't worry about it, Pearl. Who cares if you fell asleep? Like I fell asleep waiting for Iris too, man. It happens. Anyway, then you found yourself trapped at the inner temple.
Yes. When I woke up, it was morning. I tried not to cry, but Dusky Bridge wasn't there anymore. and there was no one in the training hall. I thought everyone had left me because I overslept. I threw the letter into the incinerator, then I heated up the leftover gravy, and
let off some steam by chucking the gravy on the scroll while you cried. I mean, that's one way to blow off some steam at least. Like it must have been pretty scary for you, Pearl. Like I know it. I know what it's like, Nick. Or, I know what it's like. Nick used to leave me behind when I fell asleep at school too, man. Don't equate something so trivial with your experience, Larry.
It was written right in my mother's letter. It said, as soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. I was on my way over to the inner temple when I heard the bell ring.
So you channeled Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit?
No.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Hold the fucking phone, Pearl. Hold the phone, keep it clutched, make sure that thing's on fucking silent right now, because what?
I tried, but I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it?
I never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened.
Is it possible that someone had already channeled her? I wonder if it's possible that at the time Pearl tried to channel Delilah, when I'm just talking about her, we're going to call her by her rightful name. It's possible that somebody had already channeled Delilah, and Pearl tried but couldn't because someone had already done it. Maybe that's the situation at hand.
I tried, and I tried, and I tried. Yesterday, this morning, the whole time. But I just couldn't do it.
Don't let it get you down, Pearl. It'll all work out, man. If you want, I'll come flying through the sky for you. Whoosh! Just like that, man. So she never managed to channel the spirit. Is that why you think your spiritual powers are gone?
Yes. I don't know what to do.
Isn't there any other explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit?
I suppose there's one other possibility. It's not very likely, though.
Could you please tell me what it is anyway?
It could happen if someone else is already channeling the same spirit.
Can we talk about how big brain I'm being right now? Like, my brain is on another level currently until we get to the trial when my brain is going to be so small. So small. But I am big braining the shit out of this right now, and I love it. Someone else? What do you mean? So that means my second theory still holds some credence. My second theory still holds some credence. My first theory legitimately was that Pearl's did it all. She's the murderer. That was my first theory. Pearl was the murderer, and that she had channeled Delilah, and Delilah did the killing. All that. My second theory still holds water, though. Oh, man. Okay, at least my first theory was the one I was the most worried about. I was the most worried that Pearl was the killer, and we would have had to throw Pearl in the brig. Oh, man. Does that... Oh, that could make sense, though. Ooh.
Well, there's only one of each spirit, right?
Like, yeah, man, it's like dating a girl, Nick. You can't see a hot chick if she's already taken, man. Trust me, I know. It's true, though. Larry does speak the truth here. Then that would mean on the night of the murder, someone else channeled her spirit before Pearls could. Is it? I wonder. I have another theory popping into my head. But right now, I'm favoring my second theory. Now that my first theory is off the table, I'm favoring my second theory. However, a third one has now popped in. Someone else channeled the spirit of Delilah Hawthorne.
I'm a failure.
Once again, Pearl, you need to wait till you're 13 to say that.
I can't even grant my mother's final wish.
Her final wish? Did Morgan Fay commit suicide?
Yes, this letter. This is my last wish, she said. So make sure you follow the instructions carefully.
This letter. I definitely need to find out more about it.
My mother has gone to a place called a penitentiary.
I wonder if it's the Uso Penitentiary. Yeah, I know, Pearl.
I visit her every month. And last month, she told me...
what was Morgan Fay's voice? I don't remember her voice at all. I feel like it was something like this. 'Cause she was quite fancy. The time we've been waiting for has come, Pearl. There's something I need you to do for me. I hid a letter for you at our home before they brought me here. I want you to read it and do exactly what it says. It's for the good of the Fay clan, my angel. You'll be doing a great thing. Now, listen carefully, and I'll tell you where the letter's hidden.
My mother is always nice to me. I love her very much.
Like, yeah, moms will do anything for their kids, right?
She said it was for the good of the Fay clan, so I knew I had to help her. I mean, Mystic Maya's part of the Fay clan, so it had to be good for her, too.
You guys wanna tell Pearl, or should I? This is kind of awkward now. Kind of awkward.
That's right, isn't it, Mr. Nick?
I guess so. Yeah.
There is a picture with her letter, too.
A picture?
Of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Usually a picture is enough to channel someone's spirit, but this time...
Like, pretty weird, huh? Like Larry knows anything about this stuff. We don't know what Larry's learned. He was training under the master.
There's something else that was strange about my mother's letter. The seal on it was broken, as if somebody had already opened it once before.
Okay. Like, that is pretty strange. Someone had opened it already? Thanks, Pearls. You really helped me out.
You're very welcome. My mother's watching over us, so I'm sure Mr. Maya will be alright.
I'm not talking about Phoenix here, but I, as the player, I don't think she will be, personally. Look at that innocent smile on her face. What am I supposed to say to her? Hey, Godot! Oh, I'm at Dr. Pepper. Well, gotta go to the water. How's it going, Godot? Finally figured it out, have you, Trite? You finally realized how terrible of a crime being painfully obvious is. Godot! The entrance to the sacred cavern looks like a freaking puzzle workshop. Guess he's talking about Iris and the lock-breaking effort. But it's all a waste of time. Well, why do you say that? Because Maya Fey isn't coming back. What? You don't know what you're talking about. How can you say something like that? It was your job to protect her, Trite. Just like it was your job to protect Mia Fey. Two sisters caught up in the worst circumstances. I realize that, but... And you were the only one who was by their sides. You were the only one who could have saved them. But I didn't know anything about what was going on. Huh. What did I just say, Trite? Being oblivious is a heinous crime in itself. Tomorrow. We'll settle everything in court tomorrow. Once and for all. Damn. 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 The fuck was it Phoenix? The fuck was it Phoenix's fault for Maya or for Mia? Okay, Maya, you may got a point, but Mia, yeah, that's the one that, like, really, he wasn't there at the time. He couldn't protect her there. Like, Maya, he allowed her to do the special course and things of that nature, and we can say that our boy Phoenix was a little preoccupied with this situation, but, like, with Mia, he wasn't there at the time. He wasn't supposed to show up until later anyways, like... Damn, man. This is getting personal. It's getting real personal now. I kind of like it.
Mr. Nick? Is what that man just said true?
It'll be alright, Pearls. I'm sure Maya's alive. You'll see for yourself tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna throw some fucking hands. I know I can trust you, Mr. Nick, and I'm gonna knock the fucking socks off of Godot.
I thought we were about to head to the courtroom. Oh shit. God, this case. My dear Pearl, you've done so well, my child. My Pearl. It's better that you don't know what you've done. I knew this day would come. For you. The blood of the main family is no more. What? Now, finally, after all this time, the master's seat is yours. My last great wish. It seems I was just in time. Wait, what? Wait, what? What? What the fuck does Morgan Fay know? What did she see in her damn crystal ball shit? How does she know everything went to plan? What the fuck? I'm so fucking confused. I mean, I think for the best thing is just keep going because my brain's everywhere. My brain is so scattered right now. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1.
Good morning. Oh, are you by yourself?
Ah, morning, Pearls.
Mr. Nick, please, tell me, what's going to happen to Mystic Maya?
Sorry, we don't know yet. The investigation is still going on, so I wasn't allowed into the inner temple.
Oh, I see. So is Sister Iris still trying to remove those trick locks in the training hall?
No, she's the defendant in this case, so she can't be at the inner temple. She's required to be here in court.
Then how come she's not here in the defendant's lobby?
I have to admit, it's kinda strange. Oh, she must be going on the stand then. I'm assuming this is our boy, Edgeworth. If you're looking for Iris, she's in the prosecutor's lobby. Yeah! Edgeworth? What's Iris doing over there? She's going over today's testimony with the prosecutor as we speak, and that must be Godot calling. Today's testimony? You heard me. Iris is going to be testifying as a witness for the prosecution. Wait, what? The prosecution is squeezing her for a confession. Or so I heard. Francisca von Karma? What are you up to? I know what you're thinking, but Francisca isn't going to be the prosecutor today. What? Then who is? Who else would it be but Godot? Godot? Francisca is engaged in some important work at the Sacred Cavern.
The Sacred Cavern? You don't mean the cheese!
Exactly. She's been out there all night trying to remove those trick locks. With the head nun's assistance, naturally. We estimate that the last of the locks should be taken care of in about 3 hours. I hope everything continues to go smoothly and we receive some good news soon. Yeah. Thanks, Edgeworth. Prosecutor Godot intends to nail this case shut today. Be prepared to fight like there's no tomorrow. You don't have to tell me that. Touché. I can already see it in your eyes. You're not the same fever-ridden, frantic maniac you were yesterday. It's strange. The way here, I decided that today would be the end of all this. Almost immediately after I made that decision, I felt myself getting stronger. Interesting. Maybe you've passed your cold on to someone else. Literally. And with that, I leave the rest in your capable hands. Partner. You know what they say. Tag team partners don't shake hands. Tag team partners hug. Come on, Edgeworth. Yeah, hug it out. Hug it out. Hug it out. Hug it out. Thanks. Tag teams back together? The law offices of Edgeworth and Wright. Oh man, they're back together again. I still don't have answers for most of the riddles plaguing this case. The circumstances around the murder of Miss Elise Dunim. No, I mean Miss Misty Fay. The impossible flight Larry claims to have seen. And what that woman is really after. I will solve them all and bring this whole tragedy to an end. February 10th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 7. He's back too! It's been a while since I've been here. Court is now in session for the trial of Irish of Hazakura Temple. Oh God, Phoenix is already sweating. Your Honor? What are you? Who? Me? Well, my little brother came to visit me in my chambers earlier this morning. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, he developed a scorching fever and fainted. The Canadian judge is his little brother. The lore in this game, man. I can't handle it. Therefore, I'll be standing in for him. I see. Your Honor. So they're brothers? That explains a lot. My poor brother. He looked a bit pale, not to mention sad that he couldn't be here. God, you gotta love that jazz. You gotta love that smooth jazz. It is impossible to predict what the future has in store for any of us. This is precisely why people feel the need to judge the past. Once again, this game does very good things when, like, it points out things and they still relate nowadays. And we of the court have been charged with the solemn duty of passing such judgment. Well said, Mr. Godot. I understood exactly what you said. At least up until the end, anyway. Now then, Mr. Godot, please proceed with your opening statement. Humans are fragile, fickle beings. Or as some would say, fickle! Our hearts change with the shifting of the tides. There's only one thing that remains a constant in this crazy world. The bitter darkness that lies at the bottom of this mug. So then you mean... forget it. What do you mean? During yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the crime. But today, she has had a change of heart. Sister Iris of Azakura Temple has a confession to make. Confession? The defendants? Iris, why didn't she discuss this with me first? Very well. This court will now hear the defendant's confession. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. Is that how it works? Like, I get asking the name, that's proper, that's gentlemanly, you shouldn't just come out being a dick or anything. But do people normally automatically ask name and profession? I don't know about that one. It's a conversation point. I don't know about that one. That's one of my rules. That explains it. Thank you for the clarification, Godot. Appreciate it.
My name is Iris. I am but a simple nun undergoing training at Hazakura Temple.
Witness, is there something that you want to confess to?
Yes, but first, I want to apologize to Mr. Wright. I can't continue lying to everyone anymore.
It's alright. What is it?
Mr. Wright, I have to admit that I did play a part in this terrible incident.
Damn. Man, I might be getting murdered soon. Some dude knocked on the door. I didn't answer. I looked outside and there's a 4-door sedan with full black tinted windows you can't see through. What on earth is going on, man? What mafia business did you get into? Jen, you need to roll the cameras, man. Get those cameras a-rolling. Get a license plate number. Be ready. Are you actually confessing? Are you saying that you were the one who murdered Miss Elise Dunim?
No, I'm not, Your Honor. But I dealt with the cover-up after the murder took place. After her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Mystic Elise.
Oh, well, hey, that's good. That's good. At least you're gonna have somebody there. You're gonna need a second person there. That sedan's just sitting there. I'll tell you now, my paranoid brain would be just... I'd be sitting there. You got your knife on the ready? Good. Be ready. Be ready, just in case of emergency.
And carried it to the Hazakura Temple courtyard, where I desecrated it.
Hey, trust me, I'd be right there with you. My paranoia would be going batshit. Keep me updated as long as you're alive. Keep me updated. Need to make sure you're good. Oh, order in the court. Order. Witness, are you saying you were an accomplice to the murder?
Yes, that's correct.
What? 3 minutes in court, and I'm already covered in a cold sweat. Got bad paranoia, probably because I lived in a really bad part of Maryland for most of my life, and while this area isn't bad, isn't good either. So I'm sus as hell right now. Hey, I'm sus as hell, and I'm in a decent neighborhood. We don't have a lot of crime around here. I'm sus as hell of everybody. So, trust me, I get you. Be sus. In the words of Stone Cold, DTA. Huh. Everyone on the planet is an accomplice to something. It just happens to be that in this case, it's to murder. Isn't that right, Mr. Trite? Yep, being cautious is better than being ignorant. Got that right. Ignorant is also bliss. God, that could do. So this is the confession they were conferring about. It pains me to say this, but it looks like Iris's testimony was all a lie. Iris's testimony crumpled up and shoved into a pocket. Now then, little lady, if you don't mind, I've got a question for you. Whose crime were you trying to cover up by your actions? Iris was covering for someone? Now I'm definitely up the creek without a paddle. Or a life jacket.
I've been at Hazakura Temple ever since I was a little girl. Hazakura Temple is run by one of the branch families of the Kurain tradition. One of our missions is to protect the main family.
I'm sorry, but main family? Just something I should put in my fanfiction.
Yes, and that's why I would dirty myself, if need be, to protect her.
Yep, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think I got blackout curtains in my room because their car's right next to my window. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Bro, you're worrying me now. You're worrying me a little too much now. Cool.
The daughter of the master of the Kurain channeling technique, Mystic Maya Fey.
Yep. Yep, I figured that's where we were going. Huh? Wake up and smell the coffee, Trite. She's naming Maya? Order! Order in the court. So not only did you witness the murder, you know the name of the murderer.
I'm terribly sorry, but it's true. I saw her commit the crime with my very own eyes. And then I cleaned up the area to try to protect her.
That's ridiculous! Maya can never do such a... The defense will refrain from commenting until the appropriate time. Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. What exactly happened on the night of the crime?
Yes, Your Honor.
thought I was prepared for the unexpected. I never imagined the case would wind up going in this direction. Alright. I went to the inner temple that night, and I saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Wait, what? Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for that. So it wasn't self-defense. Yes, Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first. That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya. You moved the victim's body to the temple so that Maya wouldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Not bad. You've got the instincts of a true criminal. Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple that night. And that the person who did go was that woman. Iris even admitted it. Now then, Miss Shiraj, please proceed with your cross-examination. Okay.
Hold it!
Sister Iris, your testimony has changed quite a bit since yesterday. You stated yesterday that on the night of the murder, you didn't go to the inner temple.
Objection!
Did she now? Too bad for you. Too bad for you. What she said yesterday doesn't mean much today. By the way, where were you when she claimed that she didn't go? It was in the inner temple's training hall. Eva Marie got moved to the WWE alumni page? Is she already fired? That quickly? I mean, that's a positive. But really? I want to check this on Twitter. Let me see. That's not a bad thing. Let me see. Oh, Sean Ross Sapp already saying he's asked why. Most people are saying they just didn't update it. I'm gonna keep my eyes on that. I will keep my eyes on that. Yep, I will keep my eyes on that. private conversation between the two of you does not constitute testimony. That would be properly described as hearsay. Yeah, I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything that says she's been future endeavored. I'm gonna keep my Twitter tab there on Sean Ross Sapp. Just all updated here a little bit. I'll refresh and see if he said anything else. What do you have to say, witness?
I just couldn't tell him the truth at that time. Mystic Maya, she's your girlfriend, isn't she?
No, wasn't it obvious he's into you? Like, come on. Come on, Iris.
I didn't want to be the one to break it to you, that I saw her commit murder.
I mean, he didn't say no, though. He didn't say no. There. We all understand how difficult this is for you. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. What did you witness in the temple garden?
Well, Your Honor.
Hold it!
You're saying that the victim attacked Maya. I mean, Miss Faye.
Yes. It was a truly frightening scene.
Car just left. Maybe in the clear, that's good. It's good. It's good. Maybe they were just Jehovah's Witness. Maybe that's all it was.
Mystic Maya was struck hard on the head and looked like she was going to collapse.
What were you doing at the time? Why didn't you stop them from fighting?
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I was frightened. I couldn't move. I couldn't even speak. I was in such shock.
That's perfectly understandable, my dear. Never seen a Jehovah's Witness sit outside your house for 30 minutes in their car. I mean, I don't know how the Jehovah's Witness works anymore, so... I've only had one interaction with them, and then I wrote a short about them. So, you know, I don't know how they work. I know the jokes. This doesn't sound right. I don't believe this testimony for a minute. What happened after that?
Well, Mystic Maya was still...
we read that already. She moved in to deliver a fatal strike?
Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon.
Wait a minute. What was this weapon?
It was some kind of dagger.
A dagger? Huh? She had a weapon. She didn't need one. And Elise Dunium tried to stab her with this weapon? To kill Miss Faye?
Yes, exactly.
Huh. You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire. I can never say that word. Nobody can. Worcester. Whatever sauce. It's such a tough word to say. Worcestershire. Who knows how it's actually pronounced? Do you have a problem with the testimony we're hearing from your client, Lawyer Boy? Do I have a problem with Iris's testimony? I mean, I don't want to say there is one thing yet, but I think I should. Because I'd like to get all the information first and foremost. But I'm going to say, Your Honor, I have a small problem with the witness's testimony. You do? But this witness is your own client. Yes. Well, nevertheless, that's fine. Witness, let's add your last statement of the testimony. Yes, sir. Hey, just a moment. That's my job to say that. Listen, Gramps, I won't say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me. Okay, now, let's continue. She threw her staff away.
Mystic Elise was trying to kill Mystic Maya. I think that's why she wanted a more lethal weapon.
It's true. It's not easy to inflict a deadly blow with a staff. Sister Iris, let me make sure I've got this straight. Okay, let me give a shot at this. So it's wha. So it's Worcestershire? So it's Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce. Okay. Okay. Worcestershire sauce. And we'll roll with it. We got it now. We know how it's pronounced. Worcestershire. Phoenix Wright always becomes the pronunciation stream. Just learn how to pronounce things. This is just my Duolingo session for the day. I have to see if they've tried to remind me about my Japanese lesson for today. Yep! They're like, hey, you need to get a quick Japanese lesson in. I know, I'll get it done after the stream. The victim herself chose to throw away her staff.
Yes, that's what I saw.
Is there anything odd about that, Miss Wright? Yeah, it's odd, alright.
Mystic Elise attacked Mystic Maya with a dagger. I'm sure of it.
Well, I'll contradict that later.
Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon.
Ooh, excuse me. Let's see if there's any more news on it. Nope. Don't think there's any more. And then
Mystic Maya, she turned things around, and then she used the weapon she had taken and lunged forward for a strike.
Any news on nope. Nope. Kraken decide to hire the Maple Leafs assistant head coach as their head coach? I don't know if that's the smartest idea. Witness, are you absolutely certain?
Yes, but believe me, she had no choice. If Mystic Maya hadn't done something,
Maya Fey's name would have been written on this autopsy report instead. And in his career as a head coach for the Flyers, he made the playoffs twice and lost in the first round both times. That doesn't look good for the Kraken. Yes, a sheep. This is bad. I still can't put the pieces together. Unless I find a contradiction in her testimony, Maya's going to get blamed for this. There's a contradiction. I have it.
I only have this to say.
Hold it!
So you're saying Maya Fey was the one who stabbed Miss Elise Duny? Sister Iris, is that really what you saw?
Yes.
Objection!
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Trite. If your mug is filled with black and bitter suspicions, the only way to get rid of them is to drink them down quick. Like this. I know that's supposed to be a metaphor, but I don't get it. There's only one thing you need to get, Trite. It's called evidence. Now hurry up before my next cup gets cold. What does that mean? Is Godot waiting for me to point out the contradictions? I'd like to avoid the whole spirit channeling thing if I can. Not only would it be inadmissible as evidence, but I think it might actually hurt our standing with the judge. First, I need to pick her testimony apart and expose the unnatural sounding parts. Don't know why Iris would tell a story like this, but there are two things I noticed that just don't add up.
Objection!
Feels good to get an injection in. Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of events. Huh? Whoops. I didn't do that in the British. Huh? There we go. Miss Dunim throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me.
But all you can do with a staff is hit someone.
Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature about it. As you can see, it's a sword. If Elise Dunim really had wanted to kill Maya Fey, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. Not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already. Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say?
Objection!
That was an impressive bit of investigating, Trite. I never would have thought there was a sword hidden in that staff. But even so, how should I put this? A long sword is unwieldy, and thus quite ineffective in close quarters combat. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade. Well... Anyway, the type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important. The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony. there is something strange about this whole testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point. Very well, Your Honor. The defense will now present evidence to back its argument. Mr. Wright, I have here another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony can't be trusted. Because Miss Elise Dunim would never attempt to take the life of Maya Fey. See, I'm just looking to see. Is it the talisman? I'm assuming it's the talisman.
Take that!
Well, Mr. Goodell. Okay, it's not the talisman. That must be Elise Dunim herself. If you ask me, the only thing that seems strange is the angle of Mr. Tright's index finger. Trite sticking your finger out in an electrical outlet might be safer for you. Damn. Otherwise, it might get bitten off the next time you poke it in the wrong place. I still don't think that Miss Dunim would ever attack Maya. Think about their relationship, it's obvious, which is why I clicked the talisman, but I get the reasoning why it's not the talisman. Elise Dunim would never have attacked Maya Fey. How can you be so sure? Because the victim's real name was not Elise Dunim. Her real name was Misty Fey. Fey? No, not Mystic Misty Fey. Who is this Misty Fey? Is she related to... Misty Fey is the master of the Kurain channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Fey. Are you serious? Is it really true, Mr. Wright? Was Elise Dunim actually the great mystic Misty? There's no doubt about it. Looks like Iris had no idea. I can hardly believe it. The idea that she would try to kill her own daughter, one she hadn't seen in 17 years. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing? That's what I thought, you know. That's what I thought. Order! Order in the court! Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seemed natural enough. However, in light of some facts that have been presented, one, the victim supposedly threw away a sword during a fight, and two, that the two people battling to the death were mother and daughter, despite the facts being believable when taken on their own. When taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe. Listen, there's nothing in this world that is impossible, except for one little thing. Yes, what is this one little impossible thing? Huh, you still don't get it. You think maybe my beans are under roasted, but you have no idea, Gramps. Could you get to your point? I heard this witness's confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee. Bruh! You're going to ruin your health, my friend. Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, I had a detective who loves to investigate into the scene of the crime. And he discovered this little beauty. Is that the Jagger the witness testified to see? Obviously, Your Honor. But do you not notice something else? Now that you mention it, you look closely. There appears to be blood on it. Well, where did you find that? I didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene. Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene? Huh? The pine tree? This dagger was stuck in the backside of the pine tree. When the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the two women, this little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree. Which means the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim. Correct? Huh. Were you even listening, old man? I first heard this confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of morning coffee. You said 8th. Didn't you say it was your 8th just a few minutes ago? I didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed on such short notice. In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence. Furthermore, I order that a blood test be performed on it immediately. This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right. Bailiff, give this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately. Now then, the testimony we just had numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after having found the very dagger the witness spoke of. So Mark Davis got into a car accident last night, going 3 miles per hour in his Mini Cooper. Why was he going 3 miles per hour? Why was he only going 3 miles per hour? That's what I want to know. You have over $500 million and you drive a Mini Cooper. I mean, dude might like Mini Coopers. I don't know what Mark Davis is into. I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible. Says he was driving on one of those circular roads. So a roundabout? So a roundabout. Still 3 miles per hour. Yeah, still 3 miles per hour. I don't get it. Cute girls never lie. Ever. Wrong. 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 That is a lie, and you know it. Godot, how dare you? Bruh! Bruh! Godot! I know from both this game and personal experience. Yeah, well, we know very well from this game. We've seen a redhead that looks very similar to Iris. Lie a ton. Just saying. And Mrs. Andrews lied. She was the other sex appeal. And we had the woman that created fan fiction lie. So many liars. In any case, witness, if you could please testify again to this court. About what, Your Honor? About the incident you saw. The battle between the two women.
Yes, Your Honor. Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff, but then she dodged Miss Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive, with her back to the stone lantern. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, then she collapsed.
That was a very heartbreaking story.
I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but it had been 17 years since Mystic Misty's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore.
That seems reasonable. Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. Aye. Iris, where were you standing when you witnessed all this?
What do you mean?
Well, if either of them had noticed you, they might not have continued their battle.
I wonder if that's true. The two of them, they were standing near the garden's stone lantern. I was watching the whole thing from behind. It was dark where the two of them were, so I think that's why they didn't see me.
So it was dark in the garden when the murder took place. Tell me, what did Miss Maya Fey do after she was struck? What happened to the victim's staff then?
I'm not sure. The area was very dark, so I really couldn't see. I think he got knocked away somewhere as the fight escalated.
That makes sense. That will explain the need for the dagger.
Mystic Elise raised the dagger to strike, but Mystic Maya dodged it the last second. The dagger struck the lantern and fell to the ground, and then at some point, Mystic Maya picked it up.
Nothing sounds especially strange yet. What did the victim do when the weapon was stolen from her? You're saying that Maya Fey turned the tables on the victim?
Yes. But Mystic Maya wasn't herself at the time. After all, her life was in danger.
I still can't believe it. The idea of Maya cornering someone at knife point, it's just silly. Unless it wasn't Maya. As they say, a cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal. I believe the correct description of a cornered fox is scared and petrified. Your animal analogies have grown tiresome. You were the one who started it. Anyway. So, after Maya Fey backed the victim into the stone lantern, what happened next? Are you absolutely certain that's what you saw?
Yes, I'm almost certain.
Almost?
The garden was dark. I couldn't really tell who was who.
What did she just say? So in other words, it could have been someone else entirely.
Objection!
We know that Maya Fey was at the inner temple that night, and that the woman that was killed was Elise Dunim. Isn't it fairly obvious who attacked who? I don't have anything to counter that yet. Well then, witness, please continue with your testimony. Yes, Your Honor. The two of them faced each other. The two of them faced each other for a moment. Then Mystic Maya rushed straight into Mystic Elise. Then Mystic Elise doubled over and fell to the ground. So she was stabbed in the stomach, huh? Yes.
Hold it!
Huh. Where did that dagger go? I had no idea. It was dark and I couldn't see. According to the detective who found the dagger, it was stuck into the pine tree in the garden. Most likely it was flung towards the tree after the struggle. That is the most likely explanation, yes. After being stabbed in the stomach, did the victim collapse right away? Now that I think of it, she seemed to stare at Mystic Maya for a while, and Mystic Maya stood there, not moving an inch. It felt for a moment like time had just stopped. But then, suddenly as if the spell had worn off, Mystic Elise fell over. Seems like a reasonable story at first, but there's one thing that is completely impossible. The very idea of Maya stabbing someone. That alone is impossible, which means this faulty testimony must contain another contradiction in it somewhere. Okay. I don't think I really need to do too much here. I think it's this. I'm gonna save real quick. Maybe the other one, because she says with her back against it, which allows me to argue here, but
Objection!
something about you isn't right today, Iris. Huh? Until now, I didn't think you were the type to make such a careless mistake. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions. By the way, if you use Steam, there's a major sale on most games today. Well, I've got no money, so it's not like I can afford the games on sale. And I do use Steam. We've streamed through Steam before. Remember when we played Stories Untold? Yeah. That was a fun time. That was a good Friday Night Frights. Oh yeah, it's been a minute. It has been a minute. I love that game though. That game was so much fun. And I will say, I have been thinking about how to set up something so I can do another full playthrough of a game, but it would be a longer stream, which would mean I'd probably be doing a charity stream. If I'm going to do a long one, I've always stated, I'll do a charity stream. And I do have a game I want to play in its entirety, maybe, in one sitting. So, maybe, at some point. Don't know when, but maybe. What do you mean? What's so wrong about my testimony? According to you, Maya Fey stabbed the victim while she had her back to the stone lantern. Correct? Yes, that's right. But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right? Yes, I think so. But, according to the autopsy report, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back. This proves that the victim was stabbed from behind, not from the front. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony. X to doubt. Phoenix got them ladies shaking. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? Huh, it's simple. People are like books. They've all got a front and a back. You get my drift? Is that all you have to say? I can also say that darkness loves to play with the human mind.
Objection!
Could you please knock it off with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already? The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. Throwing away a useful staff, the people fighting being mother and daughter. And now, she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the stomach. There certainly are some inconsistencies. Well, Iris, how about it? Well, it's just... If you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing. What do you mean? There are 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee. Oh God. But to pick out each one requires total concentration and the use of all the senses. Were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said? Prosecutor Godot, explain yourself. The witness was quite unambiguous about her own ambiguities when she said that the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly. A human needs one thing to see clearly, and that is light. Light? Death Note? L? Ryuk? By the way, did you know Hazakura has a rule that on nights when an acolyte is at the inner training temple, the stone lantern in the garden must be kept lit? I did wonder what that stone lantern was there for. Well, if that's true, Shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly? Normally, yes, Your Honor, but according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern. Impossible? It hadn't been used in a long time and the wick was no good. In other words, it had to have been nearly pitch black in the garden that night. There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall, but that's all. Most enlightening. Yes, that illuminating fact has chased all the contradictions away. If the staff was dropped, it would be difficult to see. It also explains why they didn't recognize each other. We can't see the demons that lurk in the night. That's why humans are weak. Isn't that right, Trite? No! Order! 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 Here, Your Honor. Let me present the stone lantern into evidence. Maybe if we rekindle the flame of truth in your mind. Why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face? What's wrong, Your Honor? Was the flame too hot? This lantern. There's something written on it. Well, why? It's written in blood. Oh boy. So the judge didn't know about that yet. Written in blood? Leon! We know who did it! We have all the info we need. All the evidence points to one red-headed individual. It says 11037. That's such a peculiar thing to write in blood. It says Maya upside down. What the?
Oh, yes. That's right. After being cornered and then stabbed by Mystic Maya.
Or it says Ayam. Yeah. Good point, Jern. It may just be saying Ayam.
Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing that on the stone lantern behind her, with the blood that was draining out of her body.
It certainly looks that way.
Objection!
Hang on just a minute. What are you all talking about? What do you mean? What are we talking about? We're talking about the message written in blood. Nonsense. This lantern is as clean as a whistle. Is Godot blind? Can Godot not see red? He's colorblind. He's colorblind. That's gotta be it. Could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all. Now that I think of it, he did say something to me yesterday. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. So that's what he meant by that. In any case, this is absolutely an important clue. We now know that the crime scene was dark, and that the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Godot, anything further? Mr. Godot? Okay then. Let's move on. Godot is literally shaking. And somehow, I don't think it's from caffeine overdose. I believe it has now been established that Mr. Neem was killed by Maya Fey. That's just wrong. Now it's time to turn our attention to you.
Yes, sir.
After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? That was just convenience. I need to get a drink. Love how instead of trying to say if someone is guilty or innocent, this trial is more like investigating the actual murder. Yeah, they're literally just going through everything. They're not really going like so-and-so did it, so-and-so did it, so-and-so did it. It's just like, so this happened? Then this happened? Then this happened? Okay, so that must mean that so-and-so did it. Let's hear it. We're all ears. It's a good change of pace, at least, from them just screaming so-and-so did it.
After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Kurain tradition, so I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hasakura Temple, and I used this Shichishido to alter the way the wound looked.
So you moved the body?
Yes. I was raised at Hasakura Temple. I owe a great deal of thanks to the Fae clan. But even so, I never imagined that Elise Dunim was actually Misty Fae. I've committed a terrible sin.
A terrible trick of fate. I believe you're looking for... Twist of fate, Your Honor? Delete! There we go. Now I've taken care of all of them. Oh, no, I gotta get Willow in there as well. We love, we hate, we die, forever late, in Willow's way. There we go. Now I've taken care of all characteristics of the Hardys. Except Itchweed, which I'm not doing Itchweed.
I intended to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body, but...
You were spotted by the head nun, correct?
Yes, and that's why I couldn't go back.
Your story makes sense, I suppose. Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. God, we're only 2 hours in. Man, it feels like we've been going forever today. I kind of like it. So you waited until everything was over before making a move. Yeah, it feels like it. I'll tell you now. I thought 3 hours was coming up. I looked over at the time just to get an idea. But no, yeah, we still got another hour to go. I don't know if that's a good thing that feels like it's taken forever or not. So you waited until everything was over before making a move.
No, it's not like that.
She saw someone murdered right in front of her eyes. It's not surprising that she was a little timid. Yes, I suppose that's true. Sometimes when I'm watching lawyers argue back and forth with each other, I feel so helpless that I just sit quietly and wait for them to reach a conclusion. Isn't it your job as the judge to meditate or to mediate the argument? It wasn't until Mystic Maya saw me that it finally dawned on her what she had done. So then, you knew? You knew the significance of the name Maya Fey. Yes, of course I did. That's odd. I mean, Sister Bikini didn't recognize Maya's name, let alone her position. Anyway, she was a very special person indeed. Why did you do that? Because I didn't want Mystic Maya to be suspected in any way. I thought the best thing would be to remove the body from the crime scene. You moved her body all by yourself. Yes, I did. It would have been impossible if it wasn't for the snow. The snow? Huh? It's pretty amazing you can make it all the way across that. All the way across. That's a rickety old bridge. NFL proved in 2022 throwback helmets with the throwback uniforms. So like the orange swashbuckling Buccaneers helmet will be returning for alternates. It's not bad. It's not bad. That's not bad. That means we also get the white Bears logo. I like the white Bears logo. It looks worse than it is. It's surprisingly steady despite its age. Yeah, well, no, the Raiders can get the white logo. You can get the white logo on the helmet. The Jags don't have throwback jerseys, sadly. They won't give us throwback jerseys. Mainly because of the lawsuit from the car company. We can't really have throwbacks with the old jerseys. We got sued over the logo on the old jerseys, so... I mean, I would like them back. They were clean as shit. It's like they say, idiots are too stupid to catch even a simple cold. But there's one other thing that bothers me. Why not just throw the body into the Eagle River? It would have been much easier than dragging it all the way to Hazakura Temple. I thought that would still cast too much suspicion on Mystic Maya. That's why I tried to take the body as far away as possible. The Jags want them back, they're probably gonna have to pay the Jaguar car company in order to do so. Yep, probably. Hey, we got... Shad's got plenty of money. Tony's got plenty of money. We should be able to do it. They both have a higher net worth than Vince McMahon. We should be good. Huh. Makes perfect sense to me. For the time being. Anyway, what did you do after you crossed the bridge? Tony's money is invested into the AEW video game at the moment. Yeah. I will say though, that little bit we saw with Darby Allin is pretty solid. I'm of course more interested in story/campaign. So, that and character customization is what I care about the most in that game. So, yep. Although, they did, the ultimate betrayal is legitimate that they have green in the game. If red shows up in the game, I'm done. if they were able to somehow get both red and green to turn to AEW, I mean, there's no coming back from that. When you lose both red and green, it's over. People are mad that it looks like the 2K games. They don't realize the developer's ukes. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean, to me, it gave me more of a feel like the old SmackDown games. Like, it felt more like the old SmackDown games, just with the look. Like, the look of the 2K games. And I was like, well, that's a great situation. Yeah, exactly. It looks like it feels like the old games, which is just a positive. The snowmobile? I knew that would show up sooner or later. It's basically SVR with modern graphics. Hey, I'm down for that. I love SmackDown vs. Raw. I love SmackDown vs. Raw. Maybe one day on stream, eventually, we'll do GM mode. I've got the old SmackDown vs. Raw games. I've got all of them. So, one day we'll do Road Doll Out. Do it, Yukes! We'll do GM mode. We'll do GM mode at some point. Yes, I have the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to Dusky Bridge. This is the part that was in question the other day. Should I ask for more details? Yeah. Oh, you like the Road to WrestleManias? I liked those for the fact that they were very story built. That's what I liked about them. It was just little story modes, which you don't get a lot. Let me hear more about the snowmobile ride. Well, it was very cold that night, so I rode it all the way to the foot of the bridge.
Objection!
I'm sorry, witness, but now I've got a problem with your testimony. Excuse me? Godot, what are you up to now? That night, after the head nun left the remainder of the training to you, she said she walked from the inner temple back to Hazakura Temple. Yes, I'm fairly certain that's what the record indicates. Let's record comments on the subject. The snowmobile was in front of the main gate. It's one of those contradictions, wouldn't you say? Order! Mr. Godot! Well, why are you pointing out contradictions in the witness's testimony? Let's just say I like things to be neat and tidy, okay?
Well, maybe. Sister Bikini missed it. Yes, maybe she didn't see it.
You think she missed it? That doesn't sound right. Huh. Whatever. Even I don't think this is decisive enough to warrant any more time or effort. It's just... You'd better be careful in your testimony. That's all I wanted to say. A smart little cookie like you shouldn't have any trouble understanding that.
Yes, sir.
What was that all about? Why would Godot want to give me a hint? Very well then, let's continue with the testimony. Shall you transport the body by snowmobile all the way to Hazakura Temple Courtyard?
Yes, I thought that way Mystic Mile would never be suspected. That's what I thought, anyway. And then
Hold it!
My first wrestling game was SVR 2009, and I remember Undertaker's Road to Mania, where you fight Zombie Santino, yeah! Jericho's, where you fight against the Masked Man, aka Randy Orton, Triple H, where you gotta choose DX or Evolution. The Batista and Ray one, yeah. Those, SmackDown versus Raw 2009 had maybe the best Road to WrestleMania about it. They were all pretty damn good. They were all pretty damn good. My first wrestling game, though, was the original SmackDown game for the PlayStation 1. And I got it with a PS2. All my first games for the PlayStation 2 were PS1 games. Because those were the ones I wanted. I didn't realize you needed a different memory card. Is that what you were doing when Sister Bikini saw you?
Yes. That's right. She probably thought the West.
Probably. More like definitely. I see. So Sister Bikini mistakenly thought you were the one that murdered Miss Me.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. It's my fault that this case has gotten so confusing.
Did like WWE 12's version of it, where there's Sheamus who wins all the belts with Barrett, Regal, and McIntyre. And then, oh, of course, Jacob Cass, aka Austin Aries. Oh, Lord. Fun fact, too, WWE 12 was the initial creation of AIW. WWE 12 is when we initially created AIW for the first time. Yup. Yep. That was a fun time. So a lot of the names became realities. Nick Johnson, Mr. Red Robinson. A lot of the big names. Memories. And then some of them started all the way back in the Day of Reckoning days. Which I think at some point I'm going to have to play that on stream as well. That is a great game. your call had the golden suit. Hey, back in the day, back in the original SmackDown games, my call had the Jutsun Thunder Liger gear. I had no idea who he was at the time, but I loved the gear to death. I thought it looked so cool. And I actually used that gear for my call in like the first 3 wrestling games I had. He had the Jutsun Thunder Liger gear. I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. But why would she want to do that? There's only one reason I can think of. If you really did move her body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, right? Well, yes. Naturally, you would expect tracks. This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Are these the tracks from that ride?
Yes, I think they are.
But I can only see one set of tracks here.
I don't see what's so strange about that. Snow was still falling when I left Hosakura Temple.
I see. Snow was still falling. Huh.
And then when the murder took place, it had already stopped. That's why there are such fresh-looking tracks.
How about it, Mr. Wright? What do you think about this testimony? It's very important. When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence. Your Honor, I'd like the statement Iris just made added to the testimony. But does it have something to do with the case? All will be made clear if you allow her statement to be added to the record. Huh, this should be fun. You, let's get this snow business cleared up, shall we? Yes, sir.
Hold it!
Judge, everything that's said needs to be considered, damn it! There have been a lot of contradictions in your testimony so far. This time, are you sure it's all true? And I feel bad for the manuscript person during Phoenix Wright trials. All the typing. Yeah, man. The person taking down notes. Whew! Yes, I am. When the murder happened, the snow had already stopped. According to you, that's why the snowmobile tracks were so clear. That's right. I'm certain of it. Think I've trapped her this time. I see how you think. Snow, huh? What is going on here? Phoenix needs to buy the writer a beer or two after every trial. Yep. The snow really had stopped by the time of the murder. It'd mean there's a bigger hole in her story than that movie, The Grid, Revelations. This game came out in 2002, right? Okay. I'm gonna make sure I'm right on this. $2004. Nope. Okay. So yep. That is a Matrix reference. Yep. That is a Matrix. I thought it was a Matrix 2 reference, and it is. Yep. Because I was about to say, I'm like, wait, this movie didn't come out before Matrix 2, but yep. Nope. That's a Matrix 2 reference. God, sometimes the writers are just too good in these games. There's a glitch in this Matrix, that's for damn sure. Well then, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to share your theory with us. Once again, you're on top of what the stream title is. Godot. Let's see what's up your sleeve. Or rather, at the end of your index finger. I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. Why would she want to do that? There's only one reason I can think of. Alright. A red-headed witch of a sister. Now I gotta find a spot to color out on. Hey! Adisic, welcome to the stream, man. Fighting a war 30 years in the future. You've been drafted. No! I don't want it. I'm too weak. Oh, wait a minute. Snow had already stopped. So 10:50 was when the snow stopped. Into 11. So yeah, no, she would not have been able to make it back in time. Probably wrong on this, but... Yep. What do I think of the movie Footloose? It's a solid movie. I've never watched it all the way through, but I've seen a multitude of scenes. And everything I've seen has been good. The song is great. Son of a bitch! Well, damn, let me get some music going. Let me get some music going. Fuck. I appreciate you guys very much, but I sometimes hate you even more so. Okay, what are we going with here? What's a good track to dance to? Let's go. Let's go with this one. No, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. Let's see. I'm trying to... This might be the best option. Yeah, this is the best option. Come on, it's not like one of us can rickroll you anymore. That rickroll was used in celebration for you, and I respect that. Okay. I'm gonna give you the weirdest use of the Carlton ever. Okay? You ready for that? And you know what? Just for you guys, because I know you'll probably want to clip this possibly. Here. Let me get everything back in focus, and then I will dance for you. Where the fuck is my camera? Move my mic for a second. There it is. I do this to myself. I elected to make this a thing. I did this all to myself. I have only myself to blame. Alright. And I'll finish it up with this. Ready? There you go. That's a little more of a workout than it needed to be. It doesn't. It doesn't. But I got a bunch of just mainly metal and rock tracks. So, you know, that's about the best you're getting. Unless all you want me to do is headbang. Which, where's the fun in that, right? Oh, Lord. Plus, I feel like it's more enjoyable for you guys watching me dance to something that it doesn't fit to. I hope you enjoyed that, Addisic. That was for you and your redemption points there. Oh, God, man. The things I do for entertainment. Let me mark that down. Let me mark that that has been completed so I remember. Oh, God. Here, let me take care of something here before I even have to worry about it later. That's, well, at least you both got it. At least you both got it clipped, so that's good. I hope that was well worth it. Hope that was well worth it. Oh, Lord. I'm not gonna lie, that was a bit of a workout. I'm sweating over here. Now back to me struggling. And I had my big brain going. Now I feel like I got thrown off with dancing. Oh, well, there you go. Now you remember. Now you remember. You get to see me dance. Can't say I'm not afraid to embarrass myself on here. I've done it too many times. Thank God Hasta La Vista was never clipped. Yeah, there was a moment I was trying to think of a German word for goodbye, and my brain went to Hasta la Vista, because my brain went to Arnold Schwarzenegger, who isn't even German, but Austrian. And then literally I broke. I broke. It was a rough one. It was a rough one. Yeah. Oh, I'm literally stumped. Unless this is... Unless this is it, I don't know now. Yeah, no, okay. Didn't think so. But... Yeah, no, you would put it in the chat. I know you would have, Jared. I know you would have, if you had clipped it. And I would have seen it. I checked a little bit after it happened to make sure it wasn't clipped. I was very happy it wasn't clipped. One of the few times. Very happy something's not clipped. I don't think the stream's available on Twitch now. Eventually it'll be on my second channel on YouTube, eventually. Whenever I get to uploading these, that's gonna be a while. Because I'm going week by week, getting stuff up. But, it is, I don't believe it's on here now. Yeah, YouTube will get it eventually. It'll get up there eventually. Week by week, I'm making sure I get some uploads up. It'll be on the second channel at some point. I mean, actually thinking about it, it might be up there fairly quickly. It might be up there fairly quickly because Francisca just showed up. So it might be one of the upcoming Phoenix Wright videos. I could be wrong. It might be one of the upcoming vlogs. I don't know what it is anymore. It's totally this one. It's gotta be this one. not what I thought. Oh! Oh! No? But that was under snow. That's why. What is it? It's gotta be this one. What am I missing? What the fuck am I missing? That's what it is. I at least figured it out. You claimed that the snow had already stopped when the murder occurred. But I'm sorry, Iris. That just isn't possible. What? This is the weather data from the night of the murder. Well, at least I was right, it was the weather data. According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50 p.m. But you couldn't have crossed Dusky Bridge at that time. Why do you say that? Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusky Bridge was struck by lightning and caught on fire. What did you say? The bridge, it was on fire? You didn't mean to say. You don't mean to say. You didn't know about it. It was because of that lightning strike that the bridge burned down. What the fuck do you know, Iris? Why is this such a shock to you? But it can't. It can't be. It looks like you still haven't figured it out. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth, you can't pull the wool over the eyes of a real defense attorney. Order! 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 The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right. The inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world. There's no way you could have crossed the bridge, body or no body. Also, there's an argument to say that she fell 10 feet, and we didn't even cover that. Just saying. Witness, even my patience has its limits. Any further lying and I will find you in contempt of court. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Objection!
Is that hair gonna magically turn red? The only person here that is truly contemptible is you. Old man. Me? How dare you? Whether this witness lied or not doesn't mean squat right now. Squat? The important thing now is to find out the truth. Isn't that right? Yes, of course. But whether it was snowing or not snowing, or whether the bridge was burning or not, there are two facts that can't be disputed. First, the body of Elise Dunim was discovered in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. And second, the head nun Sister Bikini witnessed Iris desecrating Elise Dunim's body. He makes a good point on both accounts. That's right. I'm not lying. What are you claiming this time? I wasn't myself at all that night, so my memory is still somewhat hazy. You have stood at that witness stand and testified this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memory of that night is hazy?
Objection!
It is only human to be earned. If you're so perfect, Trite, maybe you can explain this for the court. Well, what is it? When the murder happened, the bridge had already burnt down. Somehow the body traveled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard. Perhaps you have some kind of perfect explanation for this little magic trick. Well, not exactly. No. You know, there must be some other way she got across the burnt-out bridge. But unless I can somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth. I mean, we got an artist's rendition. Looks like the defense is not prepared to offer a suitable explanation. You see what I mean? In other words, you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth. Witness, let's hear your testimony once more.
About what, Your Honor?
You've admitted that you moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation for that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor.
Will this be her final testimony?
Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So I must have just gotten confused, I guess. Was the snow still falling, or had it stopped? Does it really matter that much? Or are you saying that there is a way to cross a bending bridge?
So it was just a misunderstanding. I see. There's a photo of Dusky Bridge after it burned down from the lightning blast. It was taken on the morning after the incident. Certainly was burnt to a crisp, and one of the suspension wires even snapped. It's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall. Clearly it would be impossible to carry a corpse across a bridge in this condition.
Unless I do something to discredit this theory, it's going to be deemed as the truth.
Maya will be accused of murder. Right. I'm only going to say it one more time. It is only human to err. And only humans can spot the errors of our ways.
The more sense he makes, the less sense he makes.
Alright, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final cross-examination.
Yes, but if the snow had already stopped when the incident took place, I couldn't have crossed the bridge, naturally. But I think it's just like Mr. Godot said. The body did make it across somehow.
But you seem to be quite sure of yourself when you gave your testimony. You said you were sure the snow had already stopped.
I'm terribly sorry. I was wrong.
Does she really think an apology is going to get her off the hook? This is no joke. You're giving sworn testimony in a court of law.
Well, Mr. Ives, let me ask you a question. Do you remember what the weather was like 1 week ago today?
Huh? Well, naturally it was,
You see, it's not that easy to remember, is it?
But if it had been some kind of special day, I would have remembered. For example, it was pouring rain on the day of my elementary school graduation.
Objection!
I'm impressed he remembers that. No one wants to hear about your childhood traumas, Trite. What? By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. You insist on obsessing over that one statement. Let's see the proof. Show some evidence that the body somehow crossed the bridge while it was on fire. Well, I don't don't see why there couldn't be a way across.
Mr. Wright, don't you think that sounds a bit silly? A dead body crossing a burning bridge. Did anyone actually witness such a thing?
Huh. If there was, I don't think you'd call someone like that a witness. After all, a dream isn't the same as actually seeing something. Come all this way, so I owe it to everyone to figure this out. How can you transport a body across a burning bridge? Even if I don't know the exact answer yet, it's okay. I'll start by examining all of my evidence and see where that takes me. Gotta be like a shark. If I don't keep moving, I'm as good as dead. Alright. I need to see if this works before we call it close to this stream. I gotta see if this works. If this is actually the answer to this, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. I'm a bit surprised that's the actual answer, but okay. A dead body flying over a burning bridge. I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility. What? Huh. You're saying it's possible. Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible about your claim is that it's being pulled out of thin air. I don't know about that. In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen. Preposterous! Who is it? Who is this witness? Can't chicken out here. I've got to keep on the attack and go, go, go! Miss Elise Dunim's brilliant and highly gifted apprentice, Larisse Dunim. Remember what he said in his testimony? That night he was at the Mountain Shack, Heavenly Hall. And that's when he witnessed the event. I think you've all seen this sketch before. It's an exact drawing of what he witnessed that night. Give it to Phoenix for going hard on that. Are you serious? Today's not April Fool's Day, is it? Mr. Wright, are you seriously claiming that the victim flew through the air? And you're using this pathetic scribble to support your argument? I think it's decent. I couldn't do better than that. Uh-oh. The judge looks like he's about to blow a gasket. Huh. Well, Trite, there's nowhere for you to hide now. Other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old. Does this sketch prove anything? Yes! I'm pretty sure it does, and I'm going to prove it. Listen, I know your tricks. You're trying to turn this whole thing upside down. You're so eager to turn this case upside down. Why not start with this sketch? Upside down? Why did Godot say that? Alright then, let's hear the defense's theory. What exactly is this sketch trying to show? I want to do something real quick. Oh! I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it now. Yeah, I get it now. They're not flying over. They're flying under. Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it now. Alright, that makes more sense, because that's the suspension wires. Yeah. I don't think old Whiskerface is going to forgive any more mistakes. Alright, Phoenix, look carefully and think it over. This sketch drawn by Laurice Dunim is... just because I can say all of them. Evidence of nothing. This sketch proves exactly one thing. Absolutely nothing. I've been a judge for a long time now, but I've never seen a defense lawyer so brazenly admit the flimsiness of their evidence. I must say it was quite refreshing in a strange way. Times change, Your Honor. Like they say, you are quite the old man. Old man. I have a feeling my own lifespan just got shorter. Allow me to speed you along the aging process, Trite. Something is obviously funny about this sketch. I know this is the right way to do it. I'm no art critic, but even I can see that. No, that's not what I mean, Your Honor. Laurice Dunim stated it over and over that this sketch was exactly as he saw it. He saw it upside down. However, if we're to believe his testimony, then the sketch contradicts reality as we know it. It contradicts reality. Oh, this is getting interesting. Looks like you're back to that finger-pointing thing again. Okay, Trite, so what exactly contradicts reality as we see it? The flying figure, naturally. After all, people haven't learned to fly yet. Or did I miss something? Mr. Wright, that answer just now, it was lethal. Fuck. I mean, I felt like that was the right answer. I believe it's somewhere around here. Maybe. Yeah, it did. It did call me stupid. Which I figured it would be the figure, which would point that it's not flying, it's falling. Okay, so the bridge itself isn't what's really the situation. I wasn't sure if they wanted me to point at the, I wasn't sure if they wanted me to point at the actual suspension wires or if they wanted me to point at the bridge. Because I totally thought that the person flying was the way to do it. Yeah. It's the wire connected to the bridge. The wire. Huh. Is that the thing that contradicts reality? It is indeed. Then show us the reality it supposedly contradicts with. Show us something that will point out how the sketch contradicts reality. That's your photo of Dusky Bridge, correct? Yes. Now compare the sketch and the photo for a minute. In the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard wall, or the wires appear to be above the guard wires. But on the actual Dusky Bridge, jumping Jehoshaphat, the wires are below the guard wires. Gotta love a good spit take. Order! 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 And that's where we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop with the ordering, and we'll see what Phoenix gets on to next time around. Mainly because I got other things to do today. That's the main reason. I gotta get things ready for tomorrow. I'm gonna try and get the I'm gonna try and get the layout done for Platinum done between tonight and tomorrow. That way we'll be good for Platinum tomorrow night. And yeah. So that's the game plan, is the start of the Platinum Nuzlocke tomorrow night. And then Monday's schedule is up in the air right now. Probably gonna start with Persona unless NC State plays late, if they move on, and all that fun stuff. But we'll probably be more on a basic schedule than we were this week. Probably not gonna be a lot of changes or anything. I will say though, I feel like maybe, just maybe, next week we might finish. Maybe. 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 Hey, they beat Vandy. Anything is possible now. Anything is possible. But with that, this is going to be where we close the stream. You guys got a dance out of me today. Thanks to Adisix spending his claws. You guys got a dance. And let's see, what track do I want to take us out of? Let's go with this one. Alright, but with that, that's going to be it for this stream. You guys know the schedule at this point now. You got the dance out of me today. We had some batshit insane situations going on. My theory, I think, has now been proven incorrect. I think all my theories are incorrect at this point. Yeah, I don't think any of my theories are correct at this point. All we know is somebody was a red-headed vixen at some point. That's all we know. And we'll see if we can get a final conclusion then. But I appreciate you guys being here, Jane, Adisic, anybody watching after the fact. Appreciate you guys being here, watching, enjoying it. We're over 5,000 total views here on Twitch. Can't fucking believe it. I will see you guys next time.